Good morning. Welcome to day 6. We made it past midterms. Y'all, I'm tired. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm fucking tired. I had a time last night. I'll tell you that. When I was skating home, I was like this, just taking in the wind. Tripped over a crack and bust my shit, bro. So my body's feeling that, and I'm tired, and it's raining, so it's like that adds on to the drowsiness. So one thing I wanted to add, I didn't even bring my book. One thing I wanted to add in from last night, because I was super tired, is that with not going to the thing, even though I'm gonna go next week, I didn't want to. I felt like I was scared of not facing my fears. So I was going to force myself to go, even though my body was like, I don't think we should go today. And so it was kind of like a reverse psychology almost. I was like, oh. So I had to like catch on to that and be like, and I said some positive words to myself. I was like, if we don't go, like, I don't think of myself no less. Like, I don't think of myself as a coward or anything. Because I didn't go. So I had to face my fear of facing my fear. Or of not facing my fear. I had to face my fear of not facing my fear. Because I feel like I am counterproductive if I didn't face my fear, because that's what I said I'll do. Nevertheless, we will prevail. But no, today, on the next slide, when I go back in the house, I'll get my book, open up the themes of 6. But I gotta pack up my tent, clean, straighten up my room, pack, because I'm gonna go spend some time with my grandma. And yeah, and I want to get out of here at a decent time. It's like 9, almost 10 now. I want to be out of here by 12. So we're going to see what the energy is on today. But your girl is tired. I did a baby stretch today, and I was able to get my routine done, like my morning routine. So I'm happy about that. But man, I'm tired. I try to make my drink, roast some veggies. I think that I seen this recipe online. It was like carrots with olive oil, lemon zest or lemon juice, and she had expensive mineral salt, but we're gonna use sea salt. Yes, welcome to 6th day. Welcome to 6th day. Yesterday, like I said, when I said, I'm a preference this. When I said I feel more dense, I don't mean stupid. But I know people who can pick up what I'm putting down know that. I mean dense as far as I feel heavy, as far as my energy feels heavy. My presence is heavy. Like, you can feel me. Like, I'm really representing my energy. Just have to put that out, because I know the English language, I think, is meant to be this confused. I think the English language was meant for double talking, and double talking is saying one thing, but it has multiple meanings. For example, what can I use for example? I don't know any examples of a sentence right off the top of my head, but I can just explain. Somebody can say something and it'll have like a wide known meaning, but there's another meaning to the word, but you have to have context for that word. And the context is probably not widely known. So they're not necessarily lying. They're not necessarily telling the truth either, because they mean something totally different than what they are intending. But they know that this word already has a meaning that's popularly known. So they're just going to play on that while they're really meaning the other way. Or double talking can mean somebody could be I think of projecting as double talking as well, because, for example, the dude who was low-key assaulting my hair, he was telling me like, oh no, you made a mistake with getting your locks that small because you're gonna have to bunch them up at some point. He was really talking about himself, because he went on to tell me a story on how he had smaller locks than mine, didn't take care of them, they fell out. He was talking about himself, like, baby, that had nothing to do with me. That had nothing to do with me. And I was sitting here thinking to myself, why did I subject myself to that conversation? Why didn't I just be like, you know what, sir, you have a good day, I'm gonna go. That's like, I'd be low-key interested to see where it's gonna go, but at the same time, I don't be trying to be hella rude. But at the same time, they're being hella rude to me without even realizing it. They be telling on themselves, they be talking about themselves. So I view that as double talking, when the first way and the second way, that man was telling me what he should have did via telling me what I should do. We are not the same. I take care of my hair. Anyway. So yeah, 6th day, off the top of my head, without looking at my book, big theme is harmonizing with the transformation. So it's a harmonizing day. So we're harmonizing with the transformation. So I cannot we're gonna use can't. We're gonna take can't and cannot out of my vocabulary. But on a serious note, I can't tell you situations that haven't come to me yet. The situations that will come to me in the future. Now, with like after the transformation, 6, 7, and 8, 9, that's more so like you've built your foundation up. With your foundation is you, to interact and dance with the situations that come your way. All I can do is update when the situations do come, but I can tell you what I have planned for the day. I'm going to pack up this tent, sweep it, get all the debris up out of here, close it up so the rain don't get in, put the little sunroof thing back on. It's a tiny little hole, so I'm gonna put some tape over that just so no bugs get in. What was I gonna say? I want to clean up my room, straighten up my room. Packing is gonna be the most tedious thing. Like, I low-key wanna fast pack, but I also care about what I'm gonna have on. So I have to think. And my brain is still asleep. And then packing toiletry is not hard. And then I had some food last night, so pack up that food. I want to make the carrot little cuisine and my hydrating drink. That is actually fucking good. I squeeze a lemon, I squeeze an orange, put some maple syrup, like a splash, pinch of salt, coconut water. Oh my god. And then yesterday I had some mango juice from Trader Joe's, put some mango juice. Oh my god. Like, I only need 1 cup a day and I feel like I had some coffee. But it just, I be forgetting to drink water. Not because I don't want to, but because, like, I'm not thirsty. Like, that really quenched my thirst. And water, I be having to drink. I be drinking so much water, I don't even feel like my thirst is quenched. But water doesn't necessarily hydrate you. It just kind of cleanses what's already up in there. So, I'm going to pair the two. Make sure I drink my water. But I do drink warm water. I try to drink warm water fresh off the wake up, because I know it kind of it wakes my body up rather than shocking it with cold water. So I wanted it to gradually wake up. Like, that's like waking up naturally versus waking up with an alarm clock. So yeah. And then I'm going to go to Bart and go to her city. She gonna pick me up. and I'll be over there. The vlog ain't gonna stop. I think I'm gonna bring my skates. I want to learn. So this photographer was there at the thing last night. He recorded me dancing, and I was realizing, like, I was looking good. Yes, I was, but I was realizing I move my body way more in my head. Like, I be thinking I'm moving, and I saw myself dancing. I'm not really moving at all, and it's because, like, one, I need my hips a little looser as far as, like, being able to maneuver on the skates. And, like, I can be kind of scared that I'm going to lose my balance. Like, I'm working on my balance right now. So, I know I'm going to get it in due time. But I would like to be able to move while I'm on the skates and pronounce my moves. Like, pronounce my dance moves. Because I be thinking I'm really hitting that shit. And I saw the video. I was like, nevertheless, it's a good video. But I was just like, damn, I thought I was moving way more than that. So, I'm going to practice. That's all I can do is practice. And then, yeah, go from there. After that point, I'm not really, like, this situation is just going to come my way. Oh, man. I got to stop rushing, though. Every time I rush, I'm reminded why I don't need to be rushing. So, I wanted to elaborate on the point I made yesterday. Hesitating versus taking my time. I will sit there and just scroll on my phone, knowing I need to, like, get ready because I'm supposed to be leaving. And, like, I'd be nervous for some reason. I'm not sure. Or, like, I don't know, it'd just be a drag to, like, get out the house. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I want to, like, not eliminate the drag feeling, but just go, like, get up. I gotta just, like, start talking, like, get up, Lamaya, come on, we gotta go. But not necessarily rush myself. And then taking my time, I can continuously keep moving and take my time. Like, I don't necessarily need to stop and hesitate. I can just continuously keep moving. It's the I don't want to part that's getting in my way. That's really all it is. I'm sitting here trying to analyze that, and it's just, I be lazy sometimes. Shit, we all do. But I'm going to try to incorporate that continuously moving, but still taking my time, but continuously moving, so we can get up out of here. Because I'm ready to be done now. This is what I'm trying to say. I do not like packing. I wish I could just, and I'm there where I want to be. Teleport. But yes, 6th day. Another harmonizing day. I love 369 days. When I'm what, Lamaya? When I'm on my Zoom, as far as incorporating the energy and working with it, 369 days always treat me so well. So, shout out to 369, the harmonizing days. All right. Let me go continuously move, and I'll update y'all later. I'll get back with the themes of 6. Hello, welcome back to an update. New location. Came to spend time with Grandma, so we're at Grandma's house. Alright, update. I know I wanted to talk about the themes of 6, but let's just ease into it and see where everything goes. So first, I ended up leaving at 12:30. It's not too bad. It wasn't bad. I was able to get everything I want to get and pack up everything I want to pack up. And I got my tent packed up, so put that tape over the hole. Did everything I said I wanted to do. I noticed there's some, like, as I was leaving Oakland, like, it was hella weird as hostile energy in the air. Like, Like every time I would walk in the crossroad, like the cars, they would not care that I was on the road. They would keep driving. I'm just like, oh. And it's just like, part of me don't care, but the other part of me is just like, question mark? Because they had a stop sign and they ran it, and I'm in the street, and they just like said, fuck it. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And then when I got on the bus, this man, like, he must have already not been in a funk, because he was just trying to get me to do what he wanted me to do. Like, he was like, I wouldn't stand on the door if I was you because it would open. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll move when it opens. That's not what it's doing right now. And then he just kept trying to, I wouldn't stand right there. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he damn near cussed out the lady trying to get off the bus because she was in the way. And I'm just like, yeah, you need some better spirits in your life. So it was a lot of like, well, those two incidents, outside of those two incidents, vibes seem to be chill. But those two seemed to catch my eye. I was just like, because it was so out of the ordinary, just so unprovoked. I was just like, oh. But those were just two incidents. The ride, other than that, the ride was cool. But I did have some thoughts, like, I wrote them down along, like, while I was on the train. I was just thinking to myself, and I wrote them down. And I'll get to them after I get to the theme of 6. Alright, so now themes of 6. Backwards. Alright, so for the first one, oh, I didn't even do 5. I didn't do this part for 5, but I read the other one for 5. It's okay. Well, I'll still go over this one. So 5, I know, okay, let me do 6 first. I'm confusing myself. So 6 is new perspective, balance, harmony, renew, reassess. So I call that harmony with the transformation, because now, like, what string of words can I say? I feel like you're sitting in it. Like, yesterday you transformed, and then today, 6, you're just now in that new process of things. So, like, if you're have an iron fist, iron will fist, iron will of iron fist, however that saying goes. If you have a strong will to keep going with this and to keep going with, like, your new way of doing things, now you can see exactly how the process goes. I don't know why I'm not. There we go. I found what I want to say. Basically, you're dressing up the process with your own energy now, or with your own spunk, your own spark. So, like, for instance, say like you're practicing a dance routine, you get the steps down, like the actual steps, but now you're adding your own groove into it. You're adding your own signature to it. So you're adding your own signature to the process instead of just doing it like robotically. And the other set of terms I have for 6 is decorating your house, harmony with your home, putting your furniture in your home, putting your energy, your essence into your home, making it unique to you, exploring your essence. I wonder if that noise is gonna pick up hecka loud. Forget it. Is it done? Construction on a Saturday is crazy. But anyway, harmonizing, exploring your essence, harmonizing with your honor system, attaching or attracting favorable or unfavorable situations. If process done correctly, it will be favorable. And by process done correctly, meaning you've honored yourself through this whole process. Why? These noises are quite distracting. I'm gonna have to change locations. You can still hear it low key, but it's not as distracting. That shit was helping distract. I couldn't even get my thoughts in order. But let me go on. I low key want to restart, but keeping it wrong real. So what was I saying? Yes. Attracting favorable and unfavorable situations. If processed done correctly, it will be favorable. And that correctly doing the process means just honoring yourself, whatever that means to you. There is no right or wrong way to do this process, but the wrong way is not honoring yourself. But whatever situation calls for honoring yourself, that's the right way to do it. There's no like ABC way to do this. Singing your heart song. What is your heart want? What is your heart desire? Are you attracting favorable and unfavorable situations? Does the inside of your house reflect your soul's essence? So are you going with your first mind? Are you going with your heart's desires? Are you going with what you really want to do? Or are you being pressured by outside sources, outside entities, outside anything influencing your decision? And sometimes the influence can be so deeply programmed that you are not there at that point yet to peep that you're being influenced by an outside source. But that is okay because you can only work with what you are aware of. So, with that being looking at the day through the lens of 6, after yesterday, and me feeling like I'm becoming more dense within like my flesh suit. I'm becoming more dense in my energy body, and just filling in the space with me, filling in my own space, filling in my empty space with my energy, etc. Now, like, words. For example, like with my routine, now I don't have to keep the same rigid routine the whole time, like during this process. Like, if I want to like substitute one thing, take out another, do the last step first and do the first step last, I very much can do that. And but the intent is to keep doing these things. It doesn't matter the order. I don't want to say no more, but the order really never mattered. But in order for me to get on this routine, I needed a set of steps to continuously follow to create a routine. Now that I'm in this routine and I'm aware that I need to do this in order to feel a certain way or get feel productive or whatever the reason may be, now I can mismatch the steps and still achieve the same results. The same goal or the common goal is still getting achieved. And like now with putting my own essence into it, I can what do I want to say? By putting my own essence into it, I can play around with the energy. So like how I show up in conversations, how I show up in spaces, I can play around with it. I can go as far as playing around with different identities, putting on different costumes, see which one I don't like, see which one I do. If I want to be this meditative person today in this moment, if I need to be an authoritative person in this moment, whatever the moment calls for, I can show up how I need to. And I'm really leaning on yesterday and 4, because those, I feel like those days set me up to like be more fluid within this transformation. I'm putting like I just said, putting my furniture in the house I just built, with 5 being the house, the skeleton, the emptiness of the house, the base of the house. You have the 4 walls and the floor. Now I'm decorating this. Like, let me back up. You have the foundation, which is sturdy. With that foundation being the routine I go through. And part of the routine I have as well is I turn off my phone, leave it in the house, and go to sleep. There has been times where I'm like, damn, I want to scroll my phone before I go to sleep, because I know that feels good. And I had to tell myself, no, we're not doing that, because we are working towards something. So I had to like spend my last moments, soak in my last moments on my phone before I left out the house to go to the tent, and like be that authoritative figure to myself. Like, no, Lamaya, we're not bringing that phone to the tent. You're going to take yourself to sleep, which you like you've been doing. I know you can do it. And then 5, that was the foundation. And 5 being like seeing the results from doing that. Seeing the results from being that authoritative figure to myself. Seeing the results from leaving my phone in the house and not bringing it to the tent. Seeing the results from doing that routine every morning when I wake up, not coming to the phone first, stretching, brushing my teeth, washing my face, straightening up the room, getting myself dressed, doing whatever it is I need to do in the morning to get myself prepared for the day. And then today, now that I'm not in the tent no more, not no more, but for however long, at my grandma's house, now that I'm not there, I can get creative with this. I'm not going to abandon it. I'm going to get creative with it. Now I'm in a room. I can, like, say if my foundation was not sturdy, I could easily make an excuse and be like, well, I'm going to scroll on my phone before I go to sleep. No, we're going to put that phone somewhere else. We're going to keep this routine going. We're going to keep this, what we started, we're going to continue to keep doing it. I could get lax, but I'm not, because this is big. It's bigger than the phone. It's bigger than not having the phone. It's bigger than like temporary pleasure before going to bed. Like, it's bigger than that. So yeah, like, I just want to touch on 6 with that. Getting creative with the process, really. But I do want to read off what I wrote for 5 yesterday. I mean, I didn't write this yesterday, but yesterday was 5 day, and I didn't read off on this page, because I have this page where I drew, and then I have, when I was making cycles of 9, like, I kind of drew out the house, and then I drew characteristics of the 5. But this is, I initially, before I even did cycles of 9, I did this first. So this is like an OG. But for 5, I said testing of foundations, physical application, adventure, transformation, readjustment, new possibilities. And like, yeah. And just because like you have 4 day, don't mean you have to like keep the same theme for 4. Like, if you see something that couldn't be, if you did something on 4 day and on 5 day you can see something that could have been improved, improve on it. Fuck. Like, don't hesitate. It's okay. And then like, even from yesterday, there's some things that I could have did better yesterday. I'm gonna do it better today. Like, for example, earlier when I was talking about why did I let that conversation with that dude go on way longer than it had to be? And yeah, so now I'm moving forward with that in the back of my head. If I see this is a unproductive conversation, have a good day. Have a good day. And that kind of leads me into what I'm about to say here, but let me make sure I get off everything off my chest before I move on to the next segment. I guess that's it. That leads me to my next point. 2 things I wrote down. Stop downplaying myself in conversations to seem relatable. Stop saying untrue statements about myself to seem relatable. Don't talk bad about myself just because the other person is doing that themselves. And then the little second segment is, it's a little contradicting, but it still stands. Keep striving for better, but stop trying to make myself better or look for all my flaws to erase to make myself better. Stop striving for perfectionism. So we're gonna talk about the first one. The first one, I notice in conversations, sometimes if the other person's like talking about themselves, I'll be like, girl, don't feel bad. I do da da da. So somebody has said like they had their bad spender, and I'm like, did that, like, oh, don't, like, me too, shoot. But I want to stop saying those things because my subconscious is listening. And I manage my money pretty well. For me not to have a job, I manage my money pretty damn well. Like, I can make, if I absolutely need to, and I can take this and, like, I'm working on not getting laxed on my things I'm good at, and taking the things I've learned from being in survival and shifting to a creative type of way of living, but also taking my skills I got from survival and applying them to when I'm living comfortable. But I left my job, and I had a few $100s before I left the job. And I've made that stretch. And I'm on my last little bit, but that's usually when the miracle comes. So I've made it stretch for a long time too. And I know how to utilize my resources, and I know how to, what string of words am I trying to say? I know how to consider I have a good compass about what's important and what's not. And even when I'm like, well, I just want to I want this experience. Okay, well, whatever. And I know how to find free stuff. So, in hindsight, I consider that an untrue statement because I know how to save my money. I know how to spend. I know how to manage it. But I said that in the moment because I do be spending my money. But my subconscious is listening on the other hand. And it's just that's an undeniable truth. My subconscious, and it doesn't decipher what's a joke and what's not. So I don't want to keep feeding it untrue things or negative things and program it to think like that to seem relatable, so the other person don't feel alone. And there's nothing, like, I'm not gonna shame myself or nothing, because I don't, like, I don't want the other person to feel alone. I want them to feel like, hey, we're all human up in here. But I could find other things to say. And that goes along with, like, downplaying myself in conversations to do that, and talking bad about myself just because the other person is doing that. I don't have to be relatable all the time. I don't have to do what everybody else is doing. If somebody else is putting themselves down, I don't have to be that person. Be like, hey, don't say that about yourself, because I've been that person, and, like, that seems to make things awkward. Like, if I feel called to do it, I'll do it. But I'm about to just be like, hey, bro, hey, it happens. It's life. And, like, say uplifting, well, I think you're good at X, Y, and Z. I think you have good qualities, X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. But no more putting Lamaya down for the sake of seeming relatable. Now, can I admit truths about myself? Of course, but doing that, no. And then I said this second part is a little contradicting because I know myself and I will try to get too serious about not programming my subconscious mind with negative things. So I always keep striving for better, but trying to make myself better. Remember when I said grace is the only way we can transform? So I just have to ease up in there. And then stop trying to erase my flaws. I approached healing in a way where, well, if I don't have any flaws, well, flaws must be the problem because flaws is what keep getting me in these situations. So I just need to erase all the flaws. But the thing that's stopping me, or the thing that keep getting me, is that I'm a human being, and human beings are inherently flawed. There's no way around that. There's no way around that. There's no perfect being on this planet. So I have to stop trying to make myself unflawed and better because that doesn't exist. And that's essentially striving for perfectionism, and we are not doing that. So, and this is what I mean. Let's take you back to the point I just made before I started this segment. Is you can, every day you're gonna like look and see something that could be improved on, or at least for me, that's how my brain operates. Yesterday we transformed. On 6th day, I'm like, I think about a situation, I think about an interaction, I think about how I may want to approach it next time, maybe when I'm in this similar energy, and how I want to approach it, because I didn't really like the way I approached it, so I'm going to do something else next time. Something else I want to say is that I take a lot of inspiration from anime characters like Gon from Hunter x Hunter, or Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, or shit, even Eren from Full Metal. Attack on Titan. And then, what's that boy name from Full Metal? The two characters from Full Metal. One thing they all had in common was that drive. They may have not been the best of the best, and they may not have been the best in their field, but that drive is what got them to their desired results of the collective, and their consistency and their that frame of mind of, I'm leaving here with something. Like, I'm gonna attain my goals. Like, no matter how much hard work I have to do, I will achieve what it is I need to achieve. And hard work is just part of the equation. Like, that's not really something that I'm scared of. Yeah, I already factored that in when I make these goals. Like, that's not really a fact of the matter. Like, that was gonna be there regardless. And they all achieved their goals. They all achieved everything that they wanted to do. Gon found his dad and got to explore the truths about whatever. And along the way, he achieved many, many things. And all these people are respected. All four of them very much respected because of that same drive, that determination, that consistency, the progression. Like, they kept progressively getting better. So I take inspiration from all those characters because I see that in myself. I see that that same drive for striving to be better, or striving to just execute or live my desired reality, which I'm still trying to put into words what that desired reality is, because I feel like it's so many different things. Like, my desired reality is to just do whatever I want to do whatever I want to do, and like live comfortably. Like, I guess, change my state of mind to just be in my own heaven always. And to know that I can get to point A to point B, no issue. Like everything in between, that will be worked out when we get there. And I will be okay. So, like, of course I want material things, but more than anything, I guess I really just want confidence. And I'm getting there. Confidence. Confidence. Confidence to do whatever. And so for right now, my 23-year-old self in 2025, right now that I'm streamlining that through skating. It was photography, but I just kind of like, I just don't really want to do that no more. I feel like that's a real, I don't know. I'm meeting a lot of resistance with photography. But it's skating, it's manifesting, it's exploring, being adventurous, and just exploring different experiences to gain skill and experience. Life experience. I'm really just exploring life at this point. At some point, that's going to, like, these things are going to change. At some point, it's going to be traveling. My focus point will change. But just to mentally be okay and mentally be very confident and to be very determined and to do whatever I set out to do. And I believe like that is the goal right now, 23, because at one point my confidence lacked. So that's what I wanted a lot, was confidence. So that's where my focus point is now. And I'm noticing like those qualities, those characters I just explained in my skating, because every time I go skate, I progressively get better. Like I just get better and better and better. And at some point, I will be able to skate how I see in my head, but I'll be very smooth, slick with it. Like I'll be so clean with it. I will be so tight with it. And I'm just gonna be like hella cool. And I'll be able to do the tricks, I'll be able to dance, I'll be able to do everything on skates and just be very effortless. And that kind of gives a better explanation for like the other things I want to do. Like whatever my focus point is, I want to keep at it until I get to my peak potential, to where I just like keep going. Like I just get better and better and better and better and better and better and better. I don't want to say till I'm the best, but like till I'm executing it effortlessly. And it's just like, it's another day. I want to get a lot of skills up under me, and I want to just be the jack of all trades, and I just know how to do everything. Or even another like this is another like one of those focus points where I'm talking about a number of things. I don't just talk about spirituality. I don't even know how to label what I'm talking about. I'm talking about life. I'm talking about energy. I'm talking about patterns. I'm talking about spirituality. I'm talking about what we can't see with the naked eye. I'm talking about just how patterns rule over our lives and synchronicities rule over our lives, and how the earth is alive, and how everything is just all interconnected. Wow, this went on for 30 minutes. This is the longest entry I think I've had. But I will end this off here. That's all I really want to get on here and say. If I have any more updates, I will update y'all later. Yeah, 6 days about harmonizing with that transformation. So we're gonna be present and see what else 6 days has to say to us. Check in later. So don't know. I just got on here, so I don't know. I know. Today, it seemed like that same theme of like harmony showing up in a different way is popping up. I wish I could take out my brain from my head and able to like read it so I can see where is the problem. But the problem is it's probably me trying to understand it so bad. But I just keep finding different ways I do the opposite of what I say I'm trying to do. Like, I really am not trying to put myself down, but then I turn around and put myself down in a different way that I didn't recognize that that's putting myself down. And it's living in my brain, it's a bit exhausting. Like, I can't help but to think while I'm watching back the videos, like, if I was another person thinking this, damn, she must be very exhausting. Or how she think must be very exhausting. And low-key, it can get a little exhausting. Like, it has its benefits, but it's a little exhausting at times. It's a little exhausting trying to, like, understand why, or, like, even come back to judge in my brain, or even just stop the negative thinking. Like, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Nevertheless, we prevail. But no, on a serious note, like, I don't know, like, my brain, why the noises be wanting to cut on? That thing ain't been on all day. The moment I start talking, stuff like that. And I take it as these noises popping up, the wind popping up, every time I go to talk, to like be quiet. And like after playing back the videos, I can see that because things end up changing right after I say what I'm going to say. Like things end up changing that's like kind of contradicting to what I'm saying, but it's like a good contradiction to where it's like you were thinking this situation happened, now you have better thinking. I just have to get that off my chest because, yeah, this overthinking and how my brain works, it can get a little exhausting. Even like with this whole YouTube series, and I always say if people get inspired, because truly, I ain't trying to tell nobody how to live life because I'm still trying to figure out how to live mine. And I'm still trying to understand how my brain works and like how to undo the programming my family did onto me. Not on purpose, but like just undo. It all goes back to like colonialism and what the European people did to the natives, and not just Native Americans, but to the other natives of their land. And us kept doing until we got to the point of my family coming to creation. That whole way of society being done onto them, I was born naturally. They taught what they knew to me. They taught their subconscious and they taught their conscious knowings. So it's like all I can do is give myself grace, but I can't sit here and fake like this is all like a grand adventure all the time, and this is all like a fun thing all the time. Because no, it's not always fucking fun. Like this shit is not fun all the time. And like I'm gonna be truthful, I had to take out some clips from 5 Day and I'll upload it. I haven't uploaded it yet, but I'm watching back and I'm like, I'm just putting down myself. And I didn't realize I was doing that until I'm watching it back from a fresh perspective of like, it's my future self watching my past self. Like, so I'm like, I don't want to go like Lamaya. Why? But now I feel like I'm not keeping it raw and real, and I'm just like, oh. So it's like, when I contradict myself, I feel invalid, but like I'm okay, or I see and I know that other people are gonna contradict themselves, and I'm like okay with that. Like, I'm just like, yeah, that's human nature. Everyone contradicts themselves, but when it comes to me, I'll be feeling like I am not I should be the exception, or let me not even put it like that, because I don't want to make it sound like a superiority complex or nothing, but I be feeling like I exempt. That's the word I was looking for, not exception, exempt. I be feeling exempt from that, because it's just like, well, about you know better, blah 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 blah, and like I don't be allowing myself to be human. I don't, like, I be feeling low key disgusted. It's like, why would I do that? Like, you just said you're trying to not do that to yourself, but here you are doing that to yourself. You're a hypocrite. You're this, you're that. I don't want to do that. And then a part of me is like, okay, well, fuck, like, do I even have room to talk? Do I have room to exist? Because I just keep contradicting. I just keep being contradicting. But I saw a video yesterday, I'm going to tie this back full circle, saying, like, a lot of people have, like, an emotional container, and they try to expand that by going deeper, but they should just go wider. You don't need to always go deep and understand the why and how, who, what, and where of everything. Sometimes it's just sitting with contradicting emotions, sitting with them and just allowing them to be. And I guess that's what I'm trying to do today, but it's very, like, uncomfortable. Sitting with too true, because, like, there's nothing necessarily wrong with me, like my mood or anything, but I do feel a discomfort inside of me, because I feel like I'm not doing something right, or I feel like I being annoying, but the only person who thinks that is myself. And I feel like I'm not, I feel like there's something off. And I will admit, there is, like, two sides to me. There is, like, I feel like naturally with every Pisces, there's two sides to them. That's the whole sign, is two fish going in opposite directions. And even, like, with that, like, literally, it's in our nature to be contradicting, and I'm just not coming to grasp with that. And it's just like, if I map out a path in my head, I need to be that one way that I mapped out in my head, while saying I need to remain open to change. Like, girl, what? Tie that back into 6, because I feel like I'm being harmonized with all the things that bring me discomfort, so I can feel them and release them. 3-day something, the discomfort was like me doing the hard work, which is things I didn't really want to do in order to make myself feel better. Today I feel like I'm harmonizing with the thing I don't necessarily want to do, or subconsciously, like, I don't want to do, which is let go of this idea of how I need to be. Wow. Yeah. And stop always looking for the bad within myself. And even, like, with the situations, I came on here like at the other clip, started off with the two situations that brought me discomfort rather than all the other situations. Well, those were the only two situations that I was in, but like when I'm out in the world, I'm bringing this back full circle. When I'm out in the world, I like to just look at the sonder, look at everybody living their life. But those two situations that came to me, like, I directly happened to me. So I like, they were negative, and I be feeling like maybe the ether is reflecting back the energy that I'm emitting to myself, is reflecting it back to me in situations. But I also don't want my brain to go down that path where everything that I experience is my fault. I think that's another truth that I have to, like, I mean, not necessarily the truth, but that's another thing that has sat with me through childhood. I used to think everything that happened to me was my fault, and I have to let that go. I have to let that go. Like, yes, I have responsibility for my life, but everything that happens to me isn't necessarily my fault. Harmony doesn't look one way. I said this on 3 Day. So here I am saying it again. This is what vulnerability looks like. It's very fucking it's uncomfortable as fuck sometimes. As a person who likes other people to be vulnerable, being vulnerable herself is very like, ugh, why? And also I peep that I can be very accepting of other people, but that energy is hard to bring back to myself. It's really fucking hard accepting myself, and I sometimes don't know why it's so hard accepting. Why do I fight myself to accept myself? But I can accept the most heinous person on this planet, and they just had like a rough upbringing, but they're still a good person. Why can I not think about myself in that way? And like, I'm speaking on like off camera because I'm with myself 24/7. So outside of what I presented on this camera, just outside, like, why is that so damn hard? And like, I don't really have a reason why it's so hard. It's just in the moments to where I fully do accept myself, there's a thought that convinces me that I shouldn't. And like, that be the hard part, is to not get convinced that I shouldn't accept myself fully and allow myself to be, whether I think it's annoying or not, whether I think somebody else would think it's annoying or not, whether I think negatively or I think somebody else thinks negatively. And I'm examining also, why does my brain automatically go there? To notice the bad, to like stay on the bad, to experience the bad, and like just ruminate on the negative. And I know there's multiple factors on why that is, but honestly, family dynamics and like that, I feel like 23, the age 23, my 23rd year around the sun, that has been on the forefront of my mind, is my family dynamics and how it's affecting me. And sometimes it's easy to face that monster, or what I perceive to be a monster, my family dynamic, the unconsciousness of my family dynamic and their habits and their humanity. Some days it's easy, some days it's like, why did I have to be here and do this and undo this? But yeah, harmonizing with the discomfort. I'm starting to pick up on that. And sometimes, like, you gotta feel it more than once. I'm starting to peep that too. Like, I felt like at one point, okay, if I feel it, release it, that should be it. Like, can I be cured from that? Do I have to feel that again? I don't want to feel that again. Do I have to feel that again? Like, hopefully never. But I'm learning that I might have to feel some things multiple times to understand the magnitude and, like, depending on how deeply I was affected. There's still things that, there's still habits that there's still reasons to habits that I still haven't touched on yet. Because maybe that's supposed to come later in life. And I can't rush this healing process, even though I very much really want to, because I want to be in my peak state for the rest of my life. Because I feel like the past couple years have been too intense. And I don't want to feel no type of discomfort ever again. Discomfort makes me very uneasy, and discomfort makes me very, like, it makes me want to quit sometimes. I'm not, but discomfort does make me want to quit, and it makes me blind to myself. It makes me blind to my greatness. After I realize this realization makes me feel a little sad. I might go cry, I hope not. But we are going to keep going. There's no point in stopping here. I don't want to stay in this discomfort, so I'm not going to stop here. But yeah, I took out 2 clips from 5 Day because I don't feel like it tied into the video. Nor do I feel like me putting myself down is going to push the point of the video any further. Something else I wanted to say before I click off of here is that I always have to feel like I always have to, like, admit my wrongdoings, because if I hide it, I feel invalid again. I feel like an imposter. And I'm always admitting where I went wrong at to, like, not feel like an imposter. And I'm learning I don't have to do that. I don't want to come off as a liar so bad that I will admit all my wrongdoings to the world. And, like, but let me do something great. Like, I don't really know how to sit and celebrate that. Right. So that's something to think about and work on. I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of my day. But 6 really got me harmonizing with discomfort.